Hi everyone, today we are having a look at this ink, the Wancher ink, and this is the Matcha Tea Green. Comes in, this is the small bottle which it comes in, it's a nice little glass jar. I really like the colour of this ink. I'm not a huge fan of the performance, and I'll show you that in just a second. But what I thought I'd do in this simple little video just sort of showing the ink is I'd use it on a few different sorts of paper, and we can decide, and you can then decide whether it's an ink you're interested in. You can see the colour, you can see how it performs on a few things. So we'll try it here on Rhodia, we'll try it on some Tomoe River, some general copy paper and note paper, and then I'm going to try it on the Kunasawa paper, because I find that to be quite a, well, it's a testy paper, so we're going to just, it'll be a good test for this ink. So I have this in my TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR, which is a medium nib, nice sort of reasonably wet nib. Let's try it on a few. The first things we'll do is we'll just do a quick swab of the ink. You can see there already sort of a nice sort of rich, vibrant green. And we'll just do a quick little swab of it here just so you can see the colour. And you can probably already get a sense of how this ink is going to perform. So it's sort of dull and has absorbed into the paper. Now I put a piece of plastic underneath this sheet, knowing this ink and how it sort of performs. So let's just see it now with in the pen. So here we have the Wancher Matcha Tea Green. As I said, this is in the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR, and on Rhodia, if you get it quickly, you can get a bit of sort of a spread there, but if you leave it more than a second, it's already in. So it's very quick drying, and yeah, you can actually see probably that it has spread. There's a little bit of feathering on this Rhodia paper here, which is quite, well, it's not normal really on Rhodia, so you can get a sense of what this ink is like. Let's have a look at it on the reverse page now. And you can see there's a substantial sort of amount of bleed coming through there. That's more than just sort of ghosting and shadow, that is bleed. So that's bleed on Rhodia. Let's try it on a few other paper. So here I have my Hobonichi Weeks, which we're just going to do a quick little writing sample in the back here. So we have the Wancher. I think I'm spelling that right. Should have checked. So it doesn't dry quite as quick on this paper, but it's still pretty quick to dry there. Once again, the colour is a bit washed out, and if you look on the reverse, you can actually see there on the other page it has come through onto the other page, and there's, you know, spots of bleed here on Tomoe River. So what do we have next? Let's go down the scale. Now I might just get my little piece of plastic out from the Rhodia there, pop it under here so I don't get it everywhere. Here we have the Wancher as I said, this is a 80 GSM copy paper. It's pretty, like, this is a wet pen, and it really takes no time whatsoever for this to really absorb in. There's spreading and a bit of feathering you can sort of see around the place, so it's not the best behaved. And on the back, I don't think it's going to be any surprise, but as you can see there, there's quite a lot of bleed through. Okay, one more down the scale, and here we get what is my sort of, I wouldn't say my low end paper, but this is my student notebook that I use. So here we have it's pretty much dry the moment it goes on. And up close we see that there is some bleed, or some feather, sorry, and if you look over the other side, lots of bleed. It almost performs better on this paper in terms of feather than it does on the Rhodia, which is interesting. There's about as much feathering on these, so it does sort of eat through quite a lot. Now, for the sake of the exercise, here is a Kurosawa notebook. And then once again, put this protective sheet between. So these notebooks are supposed to be fountain pen friendly. So here we have, and so is a test on that. Wancher. As I said, this is Kurosawa paper. Now the dry time seems to be a little slower on this paper, but it is absorbing in, and it does take the life out of the ink. It is quite dull, I think, once this ink dries. And go for the reverse, once again we get some bleed. So I think this ink is interesting. I do quite like the colour. I do quite like the fact that it is a traditional ink and that it doesn't sheen and shimmer and all of those sorts of things. That, you know, I quite like a traditional ink. There is no shading on this. It goes straight in, it's dull. In a finer nib, you would probably be okay. Now this is a medium. As I said, it writes relatively wet. If you had this in an extra fine or you know, one of the platinum fines to extra fines, you'd probably be okay on a lot of paper when it puts down a little less ink. But for anything more than that, I think this ink is almost going to be a no-go on most paper. So that was the Wancher Matcha Tea Green ink, which I now have on my fingers. And I hope you found this video interesting. If you found it interesting and useful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me. Please get in touch and let me know what you're up to over there. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, please let me know. And if there's a way you'd like to support this channel, drop me a message and let's see what we can do. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy your ink, and I'll talk to you later.